Wonderful weather outside and wonderful weather inside here at the sanctuary. We will begin tonight's service on page 142 of our prayer books with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech, malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Barchuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzedchem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch. We now turn to page 128. Very familiar melody here. Hine Matov, page 128 in the Siddur. Hine Matov umanayim, shaverachim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shaverachim gam yachad. Hine matov, shaverachim gam yachad. Hine matov, shaverachim gam yachad. How good and how pleasant it is that brothers and sisters dwell together. We now turn to page 124 to read at the bottom of the page. May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. And I now would like to invite to the Bima Samara Sheree for the lighting of the candles on page 120. Thank you. Thank you. Very nicely done. So we now turn to page 144, and if you would like, if you are able, you are invited to stand for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba v'yalmad divrei chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל. שמי קודשה בריחו, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דה מהירן בעלמה, ואמרו amen. Please remain standing for the Baruch on page 146. Baruch et Adonai ha-mevorach, ha-mevorach. Ha-mevorach, ha-mevorach, le'olam va'ed. Thank you. You may now be seated. We now turn to page 148 for the Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim uvitvuna meshana itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmarotechem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevi layla, umavdil ben yom u'vein layla. Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam. Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. We now turn to page 150. Wisdom and wonder, everlasting love, you offered your people, Yisrael, by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night will we reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Please now join me and rise for the Shema on page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated as we continue to page 154 for the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am V'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'derech, uv'shochbecha, uv'kumecha. Ukshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafo b'neinecha. Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Leman tizkeru v'asitam et kol mitzvotai, v'hitam kedoshim le'lohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lichiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God, Adonai Elohechem, Emet. We now turn to page 157 for some English. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again, we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai. Wrong melody, whoops. Mi chamocha b'Elohim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh nora tehilo osefela. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. We now turn to page 162 for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. B'nei uvein b'nei Yisrael ot hi leolam. Oti leolam v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asar Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Now time for the Tefillah, page 164. Please stand if you are able. We're going to start the Tefillah as always on page 164 and then continue right over to page 170. So, Adonai, sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imachot, U'mevii Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshi U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Vezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayei Hakol atah Rav Hoshia, Morid Hatal. Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim, Verofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Kayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Givurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Chayeh, Matzmiach Yeshua, V'nemanata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yachalucha sela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. It's now time for silent meditation. I invite you to be seated or remain standing as you wish. Silent meditation. I invite you now to turn with us to page 180. At the foot of page 180, we will join together in singing Oseh Shalom. Page 180, at the foot of the page, please. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Thank you. It is now time for us to join together to pray for those of us in our family, both here locally and more broadly in the world, to pray for healing. The Misha Berach prayer is on page 371. Tonight, we have many for whom we wish to pray. To begin with, we pray for all those who are ill with COVID-19 and for those in quarantine who are experiencing the stress and worry of uncertainty. We pray for Barry Alberts, Brent Beatty, Judy Block, Louis Bloom, Ruth Bloom, Don Bobe, Andrew Bassell, Hope Pyle Boyce, Pirchabat Bracha, Adolf Breitman, Adrian Breitman, Roberta Butts, Richard Coker, Jennifer Cohen, Dennis Cortijo, Todd Crago, Kenna Davis, Dan Drogmeyer, Tobias Enright, Nancy Ferguson, Marietta Fry, Keegan Gallagher, Joe Gold, Ken Gottlieb, Susan Hine, Corrine Heller, Lucienne Heller, Terry Hofstetler, Tim Johnston, Doris Kingberry, Thea Levine, Renee Marver, Kaylin Nagel, Nancy Novak, Tom O'Neill, Paul Richmond, Janet Rosenberg, Pat Ruhr, Esther Campbell Ross, Debbie Sherray, Linda Smith, Gary Smythe, Larry Steinbacher, Kathy Stoller, Moshe Chaim Ben Ruben, Lucienne Bat Nathan Verachel, Bobby Williams, and Manucher Jogi. And I invite everyone here and at home to add to this list of names if you have any loved one, friend, or neighbor for whom you would like to pray for healing. Please add those names as you wish. Any names? Thank you. And okay, thank you. So we now turn to page 371. Mishabera avotenu mekor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishabera imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. The Devar Torah will be saved for a later date. It's been a real busy week, and I'm not sure what inspiration has come my way, but it's been a bit minimal. So I usually delight in giving good dvars, but just don't have much to say tonight. Sorry, everyone. So in that case, we're going to invite back up to the bima again, Samara Sheree, who will do the announcements tonight. Samara. I was tempted to talk about COVID-19, but I'm absolutely so weary of talking about COVID-19 that I decided to give it a pass. Yes, 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 of course.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to our guests here in person and at home on Zoom. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to highlight just a few announcements. Let's see. As a reminder, masks must be worn at all times within the building. Let's see, Saturday night at 7 p.m. this week is our movie night discussion about The Cousins. There's still time to watch it. The Zoom link for this was sent out in Thursday's email. Hope you can attend. Be sure to join the Genealogical Society on Sunday at, says 1 p.m. Thought it was 2, to hear Stephen Morris. You can register on the Genealogical Society's website, and we will send you a link. If you would like to RSVP for in-person services next week, please contact the temple office by Wednesday evening. We are also looking for volunteer ushers for services in May. Please sign up if you are available. Shabbat morning services are tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. via Zoom. After service concludes, you can please wait and the ushers will escort you out in an orderly fashion. Thank you very much to our ushers, Jane Martin and Mike Rush, for attending today, and our stand-in Rabbi Bruce Colegrove for helping us while our rabbi is still on vacation. I hope he is resting and enjoying his last few days of vacation. Also want to thank the temple staff, anybody, and our security officers. Anything else that you need, you can check the temple website or your weekly handouts or Facebook page for more information. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Thank you, Samara. And in keeping with this wonderful ancient Jewish custom, we observe the counting of the Elmer. Hayom arba'a u'shloshim yom, shehem arba'a shavuot v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is the 34th day, making 4 weeks and 6 days of the Elmer. And at that point, I now invite you to turn to page 586 in your Siddur, page 586 for the Aleinu. And I would invite you to stand for the Aleinu if you wish. Not obligatory, but if you would like to stand for the Aleinu. And I do prefer the Aleinu at the bottom of 586. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Thank you. We now turn to page 598 in the Siddur. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for blessing. Tonight, We observe, we share in mourning over those who have passed away this year. The families of Jonathan Safran, Ira Sokoloff, Manny Silverman, Ruby Jackson, Ron Subek, Harold Prigozhin, Sarah Lee Levin, Marilyn Salen, Marvin Krell, Jack Rosenberg, Leah Batmanasha V. Bailey, Kathy Jarvis, James Lieb, and Christina Bacher. And tonight, on this Shabbat, we observe the yard sites of the following: Sylvia Baker, Ruth Beck, Sarah Beck, Morris Becker, Dan Bernstein, Emmanuel Bloom, Hannah Cohen, S. Stephen Cohen, Louis S. Dessauer, Joan Erb, Muriel Feinstein, David B. Fishman, Elaine Harvey, Nanette Heilbronner, Clara Heilbronner, Rabbi Samuel Hirschberg, Minnie Kaplan, Marion Kaufman, Matilda Kaufman, Harry Lechner, Jean Lee, Samuel Levis, Francis Levy, Jane L. Nyman, Esther Nelson, Alfred Novitsky, Harry Poiri, Stephen Powers, Paul N. Richardson, Ida Riegelhaupt, Syl Rothberg, Dr. Charles J. Rothschild, Lois Safran, Dr. Hans Salman, Ava R. Salen, Dr. Harry Salen, Hazel Schultz, Esther Schwartz, Irene Gazda Schwartz, Harry N. Spire, Bertha Strass, William Walter, David Winnick, Lucille Wolf, and Harry Wolf. And again, I invite anyone to add the names of anyone for whom you would like to observe yard site this evening. Any names to be added? In that case, let's join together on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, v'alma divrei chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayichon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. B'agalav izman kariv v'mru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach v'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei. V'yitadar v'yitala v'yitalal shmei kudisha b'richu. Leila min kol berchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechmata. Damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom rav min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. We now turn to page 123 for the Friday evening Kiddush. You may stand or be seated, your choice. Page 123. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu. No. Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom tefillah lemikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'harta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha ba'ahava uvratzon Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim. Well, again, thank you for all coming tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful Shabbat for the rest of this evening and tomorrow. And for those who are visiting, please do come visit us again. We are a very welcoming congregation, and the regular rabbi does much better than I. Thank you.